Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Oh Hell Yeah. I'm Della Siepe.
And I'm Brent Flyberg.
And we're here, we're peers. Get used to it. We're here live in Spider House Rules Studios. Now, when my beautiful fiance suggested that name, I thought, what a name. Then I looked up the movie. And I'm like, oh no. And I go, why didn't you tell me that? She's like, you didn't know? It's about an abortion doctor who
is like addicted to ether
or something like that.
Yeah, that's all I remember is Michael Caine like putting his little ether on a mask.
And I was like, yeah.
You don't want to be associated with that for a podcast?
No. But
is it about he's an abortion doctor? I thought it was like a school for wayward boys.
No, that'd be better. Yeah. So
because that would fit.
Yes.
When I heard it,
that's
kind of what I was thinking. Is like, yeah, we're a bunch of rough and tumble young men figuring life out one ether bend at a time.
Or one Instagram reel at a time. But I guess there are similarities there. It's like, don't give up on something or give up if it's not for you.
If it's not working and, it's your choice.
Yeah, as
far as I'm concerned.
It's our bandwidth, our choice. I have not seen you.
Not since Dallas, Texas.
Dallas, Texas. Now, we're going to do a little recap of our times in Dallas, Texas. But I just want to say something. We were just on the road in Dallas, Texas. Thank you so much for some people that came out from Dallas. Dallas Comedy Club, you're a class act. Thank you so much.
We had a great time.
And see us live next time when we're going to be posting dates. I didn't realize this until, I didn't say this, I said it for the podcast. But so me and Brent, we shared a room. We had 2 double beds. And I had an early flight, you had a later flight. So naturally, you're sleeping in, I'm leaving early.
Yeah.
My last image of you, as I was carrying out my bags, was you topless in a bed, and you're like, later. And as I was walking out, I was thinking to myself, is this what it feels like to be a woman in a one-night stand?
Except usually it's me, they're in the bed, and I'm scooting out. Later.
No, this is what I felt. I felt cheap. Because all I could think was like, oh, I guess you're not going to walk me to the car, not going to walk me to the Uber, not even going to walk me to the door.
I didn't even text to make sure you got home okay.
Made sure coffee in the morning would have been nice. And all I could think was like, this is all the same signs of one night stand. Like, we had a great time last night. We caught it on video.
We did.
And what? You're just not going to walk out with me? God, I felt cheap. So to all the ladies out there that have left a hotel room in a one-night stand situation feeling not so good about yourself, I get it.
He gets it.
I finally get it.
He's an ally now.
I finally get it.
He finally gets it.
A guy gave me a fist pump with his shirt off, and I said, thanks for the good times. I was like, see ya, I guess.
Yeah, it's the ideal situation for me, once again.
Isn't it weird being a guy? Because there's this... I think if we were 2 females, or even gay men... There would have been an embrace, like, it was great. I know. Let me know when you get to just 2 dudes just being like, later.
Yeah.
And
I think it helped that I was still in bed. If you had left at 11, there might have been at least a doubt.
Right. But I said later. And if someone were to see that situation, they'd be like, oh, are you guys just going to, reconnect in like 4 hours? Like, no, I'll see them in about 20 days.
Almost 2 weeks. Well, the next time we interact, it'll be on film, so don't worry about it.
Now, here's another thing. What else am I supposed to do? I can't be like, hug.
Yeah.
While your shirt's off.
Get up. Come on.
Get up. I can see it. It's hard. It's fine. I got one myself.
Nothing I haven't seen before.
I mean, on you.
Yeah.
While you're sleeping. We were in Dallas. Now, I'm going to recap a little bit of the Dallas story to anyone that's listening.
Okay, please.
What a time.
Great time.
A whirlwind, will you?
Whirlwind. You were there for a total of 20 hours?
Yeah.
Maybe?
Now, my thought as I was going to the airport, going to my terminal, not being checked in by a friend to see if I was okay. I was like, I wonder what he's doing. I wonder if he went to that art gallery across the street. I wonder if he went to go see some sights. I guarantee you didn't leave that bed until 12:30.
Not true.
Oh, no, wait. Your flight was at what time?
Well, checkout was at 1. My flight was at like 5.
Okay. So what did you do?
I did sleep in a little bit.
Okay.
I got up, I tried to get a coffee, ended up getting a donut. Pretty good donut.
Where?
Just at a donut place in the park that I thought would have a bathroom, and it didn't. So I did immediately go back to the hotel room.
Because if you, I do picture being one of those like 7-Eleven donut guys in a pinch.
No.
Okay,
If I'm gonna get a donut, it's gonna be a good donut. It's going to be a good donut, which are easy to find in LA. They're everywhere.
Of course.
This was a horchata donut. It was very nice.
Nice.
Then I went back to the hotel room, worked out in the hotel gym.
How was it?
That's fine. It was everything I needed, and there was nobody in there, so it was good.
I remember, weren't you like, didn't I scold you when you got back into the room and like, I might hit the gym? Like, yeah. Stop it.
Yeah, the night of the show, you were like, I was like, I might go to the gym. And you were like, yeah, right, buddy. Yeah, and you were right. I took a nap instead.
Yeah, no kidding.
But I did wake up and think I should have gone to the gym. So I did it the next morning. Then I basically had to go. So then I checked out, I left my bag, went back to the same taco place we went the day before.
Me and you are very similar. If I find something that works on the road or anywhere outside of my own, even in my own like neighborhood, I hit it.
It's right there. It was right there.
Keep going until the staff knows me and gives me a discount. That's ideal.
Did that, and then I decided to take the light rail to the airport, and I told you I almost missed my flight. So the light rail, it took about an hour to get there. I got to the airport about an hour before my flight was to leave. It drops you off at Terminal A, and I needed to be at Terminal B, and I've got a bone to pick with whoever designed the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, because you can't just walk from terminal to terminal. And I didn't know that. So Google Maps seemed to think you could. So I walked the full length of this terminal. And then someone was like, no, you got to go back and take the terminal connector. So then I had to go up a level and then walked all the way back to the other end. So I ended up almost a full hour later directly above where I got off the light rail.
Okay.
So that was frustrating. And then I had to sprint full speed because in the next shuttle that came, the guy was like, sorry, this one's full. You're going to have to wait for the next one. And at this point, it's like 5:10 it's like 4:45 and my flight is at 5:05. So then I get on the next shuttle. I get off. I sprint. It's 99 degrees. I'm sprinting fully. I'm wearing pants. I'm sprinting through this airport.
You're hairy.
I'm hairy. I got a backpack, a rolly bag. I'm drenched in sweat, breathing all heavy when I get to TSA.
And
God bless that lady. She was like, come with me. She asked,
bless your heart. Did she give you a bless your heart? Did
she with her eyes, she said, bless your heart.
Bless your heart.
She cut the line for me.
Wait, who'd you vote for? Whoever you voted for.
Okay. That's right. So then I didn't get to the gate until 5 o'clock for my 5:05 flight.
Wow.
Yeah. The closest I've ever cut it, maybe. But then they were still loading, so I had time to go to the bathroom and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Now, my thought when I asked you, how was, I think I texted you, like, how was, what'd you do after or whatever. My thought, see, I'm in a relationship. I'm about to get married. How I picture your life is not how it actually happens, but how I wish it would happen to make me feel like, wow, cool. Like my buddy's out there getting it, but also, thank God I'm not him. It's an empty life.
Yeah.
My thought was maybe, what if he's like swiping away and he's
and I was doing that.
And he's just like, hey, I only got a couple hours. My buddy left. I have a hotel room. You want to come over? She comes over. You're like, whoa, not as advertised, but who cares? That's what I thought was going to happen. But nah, you almost missed it. You got a donut and a coffee.
That would have been more exciting.
Yeah,
I just did a little workout, got some donut, a coffee. Yeah. Almost missed my flight.
Texas was fun. A lot of fun at the shows. We stayed at the hotel with Kamala Harris.
With the possible future president.
Possible, at least... A lot's happened since then.
Lots happened.
Before, we were in a world where, like, no one's gotten shot.
Nope.
No one's dropped out.
Nothing. No, everything was basically...
Just two old men.
Standard.
Two grumpy old men just going at it. Nothing else to report. And then the moment we separated from each other, the world fell apart a bit.
The world changed 2 or 3 times in the 10 days since I've seen it.
Yeah, it's been an interesting 10 days in America. And still more days to come.
Yeah.
But... that was so funny. Like the concierge, we're in the hotel at the Fairmont Hotel, great hotel. And remember, there was like a bunch of like cowboy hats, but like American flag cowboy hats. It looked like bachelorette parties.
It did look like a bachelorette party.
And then I went to the concierge, And the concierge, I was like, what's going on? Is it normally this busy on a Thursday? And then she said, it's a sorority group and a Bible group. I was like, oh, wow. And the vice president's here. And then I said, of America? She's like, yes. Kamala's here upstairs.
Yeah.
And I'm like, really? She's like, the Secret Service came early. They bulletproof all the glass. They checked the whole building. It was quite intense. And all I could think was, should I know that?
Should you know that the vice president is in Dallas?
Should you tell me that she's in the building?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
That's a huge
I think she assessed you as not a threat.
That's what they said about a lot of guys, a lot of 20-year-olds in Bethel, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have known that.
No, probably not.
You shouldn't have told me that.
No, and it's weird that she told you where the nearest rooftop was.
Yeah,
that's weird.
And she told me where and also where our water tower could be, where there could possibly be some other spots to hang out.
Yeah, she said if you want to see her from about 1,000 yards away, you can go up. You can climb this ladder, go up on this roof.
Yeah,
pretty weird actually.
We also have complimentary range finders if you want to just take a nice little peek at the vice president, just having a sip of coffee on a balcony.
Yeah.
Like, oh wow.
Okay.
I don't know how there's any lapse in Secret Service judgment here.
Nothing could possibly go wrong.
Nothing. Not in this country.
No.
Oh no. So that was exciting. That was kind of weird. And then we had an interesting Uber moment.
We did.
Basically what happened was
we got kicked out of a lift. We got kicked out. We got straight up asked to leave.
Now I'm going to let the viewers and listeners
know.
Not offensive half whites and whites. Can you believe it? So I've been replaying this.
Yeah. Okay.
Like the Zapruder film in my mind. Moment by moment. And if someone was so inclined to really break down minute by minute, because it was an 8-minute ride, I still can't find the answer. So we got in the Uber. I made a joke. Granted, maybe it's a little off color.
But just a little.
Basically, Dallas has a World Trade Center, and it's basically 4 stories high.
Yes, much shorter.
And then I was in the car. We got in the Uber and I sat down. And as comics, we riff, we run jokes by each other. And I said, wouldn't it be kind of funny? Is this funny if I say, hey, Dallas, you got a World Trade Center too? It's very low, smart. Hit that, Okay. You were like, okay. Good work, whatever.
Yeah, good work. Yeah, not bad.
Then we were driving.
We passed by a giant Steven Crowder billboard.
Now, say what you will about him, you're a fan, whatever, I don't care. But basically, we were just kind of like, I almost said it in the terms of a creator. I was like, oh, wow, some of these guys, they're like the right-wing guys, they really find their lane and they floor it. It's like, yeah, they just kind of go all in and then they find their audience. Literally, I was talking almost like a creator. It's arbitrary. He could be a crazy lefty guy or a righty guy.
Yeah.
It's completely interchangeable. I'm just saying, like, some people find their voice and they're in this echo chamber that is their political group, and they just keeps... it just keeps growing because you just find more like people. So basically what I'm saying is some of these political guys, they have their audience and they grow. And then all I remember was him going into that parking lot.
And us both being like, what's this guy doing?
I was a little bit like, oh, shortcut. I thought he was going to pull. You ever pull one of those fast ones where you go through like a gas station?
I don't, because I think that's I just feel like that's an easy way to get pulled over, but I'm tempted a lot.
But this is the trick. What you do is...
You just pull up to the...
What you do, if you want to cut through a gas station to make a quick right turn, you go through the gas station, you put your head out, look at the gas prices and go, not in my America. And then you go back in and drive away. No one will be the wiser. Yeah. And if a cop pulls you over, like, what was that? What was that?
$5.49
a gallon?
What is that? You're asking me what's that? Ask Arco, my friend.
I don't care, man.
Ask Biden.
I didn't vote for that.
Yeah.
And then they're like, see?
Semper Fi.
You could argue that being pulled over actually wastes more time than actually waiting to make a proper right turn.
But you're probably not going to get pulled over.
Yeah. So that's a little bit of a life hack for you kids out there. Put your head out and be like, no way, Jose.
This is why I'm voting for, and then shout out whoever you want.
Yeah, whoever your local person. Anyway, so I thought he was cutting through the parking lot, pulls in. I will say, this driver eloquently asked us to leave. Yes. He was polite. He was
very polite.
He's like, I don't appreciate your conversation.
Your conversation is making me uncomfortable. I'm going to have to end the ride.
I was like, what did we say? Your conversation makes me uncomfortable. I'll have to end the ride. Now, I've been replaying this in my mind. I think he was just like, listen, I don't want to talk about politics or social politics or any kind of like I don't know, right or left wing, kind of yada yada.
Yeah.
This is not for me, and I've had it. Maybe, who knows?
Maybe.
I think that's what it was, because we didn't say anything. We weren't like going deep in and being like, this guy's a Nazi.
I mean, at one point I did say he was Ben Shapiro for dumb guys, but that was as harsh as it got.
Yeah. And what is that? I identify as a dumb man.
Yeah.
What the hell's that? Anyhole. Go to the club. Great shows.
Can I tell you my other theory?
Shoot.
It had absolutely nothing to do with us or the conversation. He got a text, maybe even a booty call.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
The like, come over right now text. And he was just like, I got to get these guys out of my car.
How do you know that? Did you get you saw
No,
the
it's
text?
just a guess.
Oh.
Because I don't think we said anything that would make a person that uncomfortable to not collect that fare. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I think there's a chance that he got some sort of text where he was like, I got to go now. I got to get these guys out of my car. And that's like a simple, easy way that I've learned to get people out of my car is to just say, you're making me uncomfortable. You got to go.
Interesting. What's even more perplexing, and I don't want to dwell on this too long, is that it was an 8-minute ride. It was just, we're 4 minutes away.
Yeah.
You could have just finished it off.
But it would have been so easy to finish it off.
And just give us a bad review. Be like, these guys made me feel uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Instead, he canceled it, which is like, it never happened.
It never happened. Yeah, I couldn't leave a review. I didn't get charged for it. So in the end, we did get a cheaper Uber ride.
And my other thought was, is this one of those things where you may feel uncomfortable, you get dropped off, and then you text a buddy, they're outside, and then someone robs us for both our backpacks?
Oh, interesting. I mean, it's not what happened, but that's an interesting theory. Like maybe
someone
came screeching around the corner right after we got picked up.
Give me your backpacks, give me your wallets, or even waits a minute or two while we're trying to find a ride. I mean, you could pin both of them, be like, they're friends. I don't know how you. Anyway, the point is I guess you could, because if you text him and then they find out that that person was also your last Uber driver. But anyway, the point is, it could easily be a thing.
Yeah,
but it wasn't. Show was great. Barbecue.
Great. We had barbecue. Terry Black's, Dallas.
Never seen you happier. Giddy.
When I saw all those giant smokers and pits, oh baby, yeah, I could smell it from half a block away.
When you see, you're such a dude, you know. When you see like barbecue and smokers, does a Zyn just form out of your lip, almost like a skin tag?
I can grow them at this point. It's very lucrative during these times with the shortage and whatnot. Yeah.
You just see that, and all you see is a game on, and then
a beer, one shiner appeared in my hand.
Just a Zyn just pops right out of your gums.
Yeah,
this guy's making Zyns.
I was in hog heaven.
Anyway, great trip. Post that, man, a lot's happened. I don't want to dwell too much on it because it's there's so many videos about it online.
Sure.
But I was kicking myself that we didn't go to Dealy Plaza. Dealy Plaza, sorry.
That's funny because that's what that morning I was like, maybe I got time to go to Dealy Plaza, and then I never even looked up.
Because I was fascinated by the JFK assassination, and I went I've always have since Oliver Stone's movie, and then during the pandemic, I went down some real wormholes like we all do from some certain topics. And I was like, I'm down. We can literally just walk around. I can stand where Zapruder was taking the film, the X, which is kind of weird.
It's weird that it's marked, yeah.
Why an X? They should have just put a flag, American flag.
American flag, yeah.
The X almost seems like got him right
got
here.
Him, yeah.
Isn't it kind of odd?
They're crossing it off the list. Yeah. Well, that was the CIA made it. They were saying mission accomplished.
It is kind of like, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not very, you can't put a memorial there, but I don't know. It just seems kind of odd. It's just an X. Shouldn't they do something? Maybe
I guess, yeah.
A plaque?
That's the yeah. Because you want it to be not too much.
Right.
But that seems like not quite enough.
Right. A plaque almost seems like
they should have embedded one of those coins, one of those JFK coins right there.
It's just an odd thing to mark it with an X because a guy's brains were blown out of his head. But you don't want to do a plaque because a plaque almost seems like it's a commemorative thing. Like here's where his head got blown off. It's something you do for a tombstone or a mausoleum or something. I guess an X is fine.
Maybe if somebody dies in a bike accident, they paint a bike white and put it there. Maybe paint a little convertible.
What you don't want there is a fruit stand.
What?
Wouldn't that be kind of crazy? Someone just opens a fruit stand.
Yeah.
And it's like,
Get your melons.
take a big bite out of the corner of this melon. Like, why here? Everyone comes here. I'm like, why not? Yeah, why not just throw a melon on the ground? So that was fun.
Mm-hmm.
How was now? Listen,
Mm-hmm.
you flew to Seattle, your hometown.
I did.
Now, as a guy who's newly engaged, about to be married to the love of my life, who's not here. Oddly, never been happier. That's beside the point. My thought was, he's in Seattle. Not that I think about you and your sexual proclivities much, but I can't help but put my face on your body and live your life. What's he doing up there? Who? It's probably some old flings, some girls that are like, oh, how's LA? And you're like, it's a grind. It's a grind.
When you love the work. When you love the grind, you don't grind a day in your life.
The process, you learn to love it. You know,
being an artist is hard, but if it were easy, everybody'd do it.
She's just like this. Wow. And you're like, so how's the coffee shop? She's like, same old, same old. Yeah. Well, making art is tough.
Women I had flings with it'd be like, how's marketing? How's
Yeah.
They all work in marketing.
How's the spreadsheets going?
Yeah.
Yeah. How's your boss? Oh yeah. AI. Yeah. But my thought was, there's gonna be some flings. It's gonna have a good time. He's gonna be swiping away. Hey, stranger. Love that one.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? And he's like, I'm at my parents' place. Can I come to you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I accidentally spelled it C-U-M. Oops.
That's Eddie, don't give it away. That's my secret move that nobody knows about.
Yeah. It's all about innuendos. Hey, you mind if I come over? We can talk about stuff.
Talk about
stuff.
Oops, I sound things out. I spell with my ears, not
Poops,
with my thumbs.
I didn't mean to do you like that. So,
I'm sorry to disappoint you, Eddie. Nothing too exciting.
No, there's something there.
There were some Tinder matches, but it's like you said. I'm at my parents' house. I'm there for 5 days. I was very busy. I had stuff going on every night.
Uh-huh.
So it was just kind of like, whatever. I got some DMs after a show. That's always exciting. This is what Eddie lives for.
What kind of DMs?
Just like,
funny
hey, you were so funny.
Yes.
That kind of thing. And it's like, I know what you're
And then what do? You go deep dive into the profile.
Of course.
Deep. And you check the tag photos.
You got to check the tagged photos. One of them was a private profile, though.
Because the tag photos on Instagram is the real you.
That's what that person looks like.
Yeah.
When they don't have full approval on the pictures, then you get a better kind of understanding of how they look.
They curated you on Instagram. Okay.
Sure.
But the tags, that's what someone thinks. That's what you really look like. Someone thinks you would like, but you don't actually, So that's where I lurk. The tagged.
Oh, I'm all about the tag.
So you make some swipes, you made some matches, you had some fun.
I did.
Did any meetups?
No meetups, nothing like that. No, nothing too exciting. I know. I'm so sorry to disappoint you.
So the girl says, "Hey, so funny tonight," and then what do you say?
Oh,
Not that you don't have to get into detail, but
but just sort of, thanks.
There's no like, hey, I'm here, limited time only, limited deal. I
think on a different trip, I might have tried that, but again, it was like that was Wednesday, and I had stuff going on Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then I was leaving, so it was just like I'm not going to prioritize. I got to see my grandparents before I prioritize. They'd understand.
They know what it's like to lose something. I lost a lot of people in my life. Don't lose her. That's what they would say. Your grandma would say that.
That's probably Maybe that's what. Maybe they would have been like, go get her. Ask her to come over.
It's CUM. The girls love that. See, this is. How do I say this? This is a reflection of a man who's had nothing but options. No offense. But a little Weasley guy like myself, the moment when I was single, a woman DM'd and said, "Hey, funny tonight." I'm like,
let's meet up right now.
I got your drink in my hand right now. Come to this bar. Right.
I'll order you a new one if that makes you uncomfortable. I'll let you see him make it.
Leave your address. The Uber's ready to come. Just say yes. Just like, yeesh. I'm engaged. I just want to say good set.
Yeah.
So I think there is that sense of when you're on the road. There is that sense of
there's a sense of urgency.
You gotta, or anytime you travel abroad, you gotta like jam as much things as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Whenever I go home to Toronto, I would always like, I gotta see this person, this person, hang out here, do shows, swiping around, and I'd almost hate it because as a single guy, you're like, I have to do this. I'm on vacation.
Yeah, the open sign is still there.
Yes.
I can't deny business.
But a piece of me, and I'm sure you feel this way, is like, I hope I don't match with someone that really wants to see me because then I'll have to change plans. I'd have to like squeeze them in at a certain time that seems a little inappropriate. Like, can you meet me at 11 p.m. after I have dinner with my friends?
Yeah.
So there's almost a piece of me like, I don't want this to go well, but I do. It's a real kind of
that's
like
why
tug of war.
I ended up not messaging a lot of the people I matched with because I was like, boy, I would love to hang out, but I can't. It just seems like so much work to work that out and then I don't know, maybe I'll never see you again.
Yeah, ideally, yeah. Ideally, you never see them again. Oh, well. So Seattle was fun.
Did a good show at the Hereafter in Belltown. Great venue, great show. Got to see a lot of friends. It was a good time.
Yeah. Did you go? I saw you went for a run out there too.
I did. I went for a couple runs. It's good air out there. They got the good air up there in Seattle. Not to brag, but the air up there is really good. So yeah, I got a good run in. I saw the Mariners lose. I'm not gonna get too into the Mariners, but I got to watch them lose to the Astros and not score any runs. And
ooh, wow, I haven't seen this angry in a little while.
Yeah,
I think last time I saw you, I got back from the retirement home.
Yeah.
Yes, I got back from the retirement home.
Yeah.
Okay, and now what? We're in July.
Yeah. Yeah. What have you been up to for the last week?
Nothing. The girl's gone for 2 weeks.
Where's she?
She's in Florida with her family. Her mom's getting surgery.
Oh, that's
so I'm here alone.
Yeah.
And I do what most men do when they're alone and their significant other's gone. I'm jumping on the bed, eating fudge, setting booby traps up for burglars.
Oh, my God. Just in your underwear.
I have a cardboard cutout of Michael Jordan just on a train track, just going around the whole place.
Eating cereal, standing up.
Yeah. Just being me.
Yeah.
Yeah, finally.
Do you really feel like you strike me as the type who doesn't change too much? Because I don't think of you as like a
slob?
A slob, yeah.
No.
Yeah, although, because you did call me out. You did call me out in Dallas for my crusty toothbrush.
Bro.
It was a good reminder. And you know what's funny about this? We haven't talked about this because you came out and you were like, your toothbrush is crazy. And at first I thought you were making a joke like you had used my toothbrush. Like you were just like, yo, your toothbrush is crazy. The motor on that guy?
When you're a straight man and you live alone without a woman in your life, you forget that there's certain things get out of hand that you need someone to say, hey, you should not do that.
Yeah. So
hey,
Eddie is sort of my girlfriend in that regard.
You need a woman in your life. Most men do to say, hey, there's holes in that underwear. You should throw those out.
Yeah.
Hey, that toothbrush is encrusted with toothpaste. You should clean that or throw that out. Yeah. Hey, there's a dump in the toilet. I will break up with you. Flush it, please. Hey,
that towel is clearly soaked in jizz. Get rid of it.
Hey, can we not eat out of the fridge? Hey.
Hey, can we put a shirt on when people come over?
Hey. Don't mean to be this person, but can we please stop peeing with the window open on the bathroom so everyone sees you? The point I'm trying to say is that when I went to the bathroom and I saw your toothbrush, how do I put this? I gasped. And it takes a lot for a guy like me to gasp, okay? I've gasped with certain things. Sometimes you see a video on Instagram or TikTok where you're like, holy crap, that guy really got in a car accident.
Yeah.
Sometimes you see a video and you're just like, wow, that guy got punched out to Burger King. That guy hit the pavement really hard. And then I saw your toothbrush. And listen, the bristles, fine.
Bristles, fine.
Fine. Okay. I get it. Like, bristles are fine. But the body.
Yeah, the body.
The shaft, if you will.
The shaft
of the toothbrush.
Yeah.
It was.
There was some buildup.
If I told somebody that, they'd be like, well, this person clearly is a hermit or maybe some sort of hoarder. They have a multiple of cats or animals that they take care of for no apparent reason. This person's family's left them. This person has to be dragged out of their home because their front yard's full of garbage bags. Am I right? No. He's an upstanding individual who's a clean-cut kind of guy.
Mostly clean-cut.
With slobby tendencies.
Yeah.
But that toothbrush, the body had like old film of toothpaste. And I can't stress this enough. And I don't want to put you on blast here.
No, blast away.
But it was gray. The toothpaste was alive. What does that mean? I wanted to take a picture so bad, but I'm like, I can't do this. We're a new podcast. Maybe after 100 episodes, we're like, Brent's toothbrush.
Release the tapes.
Gross or not, you decide. Yeah. It was gray. And then I was thinking about that as I was in the bathroom just analyzing your toothbrush. I was like, is it gray because the toothpaste is gray? It can't be. There's no way. There's whitening in it.
Yeah.
It's gray because it's absorbed the dust, debris, and dirt from the outside world like a sponge. It's discolored. Why? And I can only imagine how hard was it to clean it off the toothbrush handle.
Definitely harder than I thought it was going to be. But
right?
Not that. I had to get in there a little bit with one of the towels, one of the hand towels at the Fairmont Dallas. Thanks for that.
They're just looking at the towel like, ay, Dios mío. I just toss it, light it on fire. Unbelievable, dude.
Now, to me,
unbelievable.
I understand why you think that's gross, but to me, it's like fades on a nice pair of on a nice pair of denim. Just means you've been using them. You know, just means you've been really living with this toothbrush.
Listen, every line of the denim, the whiskers, the puckering.
I cheated. These are probably dead guys.
But when you have raw denim and you fade them naturally, every line is a story. Mm-hmm. Much like your toothbrush. Mm-hmm. Every gray and brown discoloration is a story of of a man, and you traveled with that. That's the crazy part. You traveled with it. You looked at that and put it in a bag and like, yep, going to share a room with a man, a very uptight, clean little man. He won't have objections to this.
Yeah, sometimes you live with something so long you kind of forget what it looks like.
You know what it felt like to me? It was the equivalent of someone being like it's almost like if you unpacked and you laid your shirt down and there's just like a big ketchup stain on it, and you're like, ooh, I think I'll wear this. I'm like, no. I'm buying you a shirt in the gift.
That shirt is crazy.
Dude, I you know what's funny? I tell my girlfriend everything. Sorry,
yeah, it's fine.
This is why my beautiful fiance is such a. First, she said, "Why did you tell him that? Why did you just?"
I'm glad you did, for the record.
I said, because we're guys. Mm-hmm. You'll never get it.
Yeah, we
gotta roast each other for.
We're busting chops.
We're on the road, baby. This is why I don't bring you on the road. So then I thought, well, I hope, after I said it, there was a piece of me that said, oh, I hope he's not like, bro, like, who cares? Mm-hmm. But we're buddies. And I think it's less to do with like shame, more to do with, hey, your breath is bad. Here's a mint.
Yeah.
Like, hey, you got something on your chin. You know?
It's like if my fly were down, I would hope that you would say, hey, your fly's down. Because I would want someone to do that for me. And so if anything that I have is, going to make you puke, maybe just let me know. Because there's probably other people who share that perspective who I'm just not thinking about,
Yeah. I mean, hey, I've been there before.
Yeah.
But as guys, as friends, you got to be like, hey, you got a little spider in the web there.
Yeah.
Hey, you got a little thing there. Or, my thing for breath is I can only say you have bad breath if I have a solution. I have to have mints for me to say it.
Yeah.
So I like to say if someone has bad breath around me, ideally if I'm in my car or whatever, I go mint and they take one, and then I'll go, take two.
How often, can I ask, how often are you actually running into that scenario where someone's breath is so bad that you can actually smell it? I feel like I've never, if I wasn't making out with them, noticed someone else's breath. So
I say this to my girlfriend all the time, and this is something you're learning about me. I have an acute sense of smell. Acute. In a past life, I was a bloodhound. Maybe I worked at the airport.
Maybe.
Maybe I was a sommelier. I have a very sensitive palate. So I can taste salt, lemon. I can papriks. I can taste it. If you put a little bit too much, I can tell. It's actually a detriment because if you have bad breath, it's all I can think about.
Okay.
I've had bad breath ruin friendships where I'm like,
really?
Yeah, I've smelled people's breath before where I'm just like, and just buddies, just in a circle hanging out talking, where I'm just like, man, I start associating that smell with that person. And like a dog who like touches something that's like hot or something, or like anybody, as soon as I see them, that's all I can think about.
Yeah.
I'm just like, ooh, I got to take a step back.
Did you really lose a friend over bad breath?
I didn't lose a friend, but there are moments where I'm just like, man, I gotta stay away.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fair.
And this is from a guy who used to have chronic bad breath.
You used to have chronic bad breath?
He used to have chronic bad breath because what happened was I had a erupted molar that was causing a pocket, and there was food getting caught there. And then I got the molar removed, and then I can properly clean it out. Yeah. That's good. So bad breath, dude. I've had the worst is when you're trying to get romantic with a gal, and they got bad breath, and then
it's never slowed me down even a little bit.
I can imagine. I'm battling between, my dong and my head. My dong's like, move forward, buddy. We're in there. My head's like, no.
It's nasty.
I'm about to puke in her mouth. And like, my dong is like, go for it. Maybe she's into it. My mind's like, no, this is brutal.
That's funny because if I'm making out with a person and she has bad breath, my thought is, oh, well, that's good because now I don't have to worry about mine. There's no chance that she's like, this guy's got bad breath.
Well, what do you do if... Would you ever make out with a woman with a Zyn in your mouth?
With the Zyn in her mouth?
Your mouth. Have you ever kissed with someone with a Zyn in your mouth?
Yeah.
You have?
Yeah. I didn't. So one time I was out. You're gonna love this story because it's gonna make you so mad, Eddie.
You made out with a woman with a Zyn in your mouth.
I was out. Okay, and it was like my friends and some of her friends were there, and I was about to leave. We were at Club TG in LA, whatever. It's a place. And I was about to leave, and her friend kind of pulls me aside, and she was like, I hear I had a sort of a on and off relationship that I was still kind of in the middle of, and she was like, I hear you're kind of maybe still not over this other person. And I was like, yeah, that's true. And she was like, I'm kind of in the same boat. And then I was like, okay. And then she was like, do you want to make out right now? And
she said that to you?
Yeah.
Oh, God, this is the stories I'm living for.
Yeah.
And
at the time I had a Zyn in and gum. And I said to her, I got a lot of stuff in my mouth right now. And she goes, yes or no? And I was like, okay. And so we made out a little bit. And then she was like, do you want to take me home? And I was like, no, I got to go to bed. And she goes, I asked, do you want to take me home? She thought I didn't hear her. She was like, I asked. And I was like, oh, no, I'm going to miss my bus if I don't leave right now. And you know what? I still missed my bus. I still missed my bus.
Let me rewrite that story for you because I think lying is an integral part of making yourself out to be better in society. Mm-hmm. What you do is, this is what you say to people from now on. Mm-hmm. I had a Zyn in my mouth and some gum. This girl said to me, hey, do you want to make out? And I said, hey, I got a lot of stuff in my mouth. And she's like, well, I want a lot of stuff in my mouth. And then boom.
And then I said, you want to come over? C-U-M over?
Want to come over to Pound Town? You got to take a bus.
We got it, yeah.
Hope you got a bus.
We're going to have to take the bus because I did not budget an Uber in tonight.
Yeah, hope you got a bus pass.
Actually, could you drive?
I have dealt with my single days. I did deal with some people with some interesting scents and smells. Mm-hmm. No deodorants. That was a tough one. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. But, that being said, I don't know how we got on this topic, but what time we're at? Oh, we're 4. We got lots. We got a couple 20 more minutes.
Okay.
But yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say something. I had it right in the tip of my Zyn.
You were talking about interesting smells and stuff of people you've dated.
Oh yeah. Breath. Oh, bad breath. Bad breath ruins everything. Yeah. I've had a lot of friendships and relationships. Girls I've dealt with. I'm like, I can't do this. I've dealt with. If I ever had bad breath, the thing is, bad breath is something that compounds itself. Where it's like, oh, I had nachos and then had some beers and then I thought, oh, I'll have some dessert, and then I didn't brush my teeth before I left, and I had a coffee before I left. Everything just compounds itself and just becomes this vat, and I'm just like, whoa. But your mind as a guy is constantly trying to like overcome that and be like, no, she's hot, who cares?
Yeah.
But anyhow. What's going on? What's going on in life aside from the obvious?
Well, yeah, I mean, there were the obvious huge news stories. The assassination attempt made me think about so much about Secret Service agents. Have you ever really thought about what a Secret Service agent is? Because they're basically they're like the King's Guard. Like they have to potentially die for not just the president, maybe even a presidential candidate.
Yes,
which is crazy because like the older I get, the more I understand that. Most people, even for jobs like this that maybe on paper sound like they might attract sort of someone who is there for like a noble cause, like a lot of the times they're just jobs. And they they were probably in the military or something, and then they knew a guy, and so they ended up there. And so I just wonder, because when they all had to huddle around him, there had to have been one guy in there who was like, if I get out of this, I'm going to night school. I'm not doing this anymore.
No,
I'm not dying for the guy on The Apprentice. I'm going to learn how to be a graphic designer,
I am fascinated by the Secret Service. And here's why. I thought it would be kind of a cool job to be a Secret Service agent.
Sure.
Because the likelihood of something happening, although it did just happen to a presidential candidate, former president.
But the first real attempt in 40 years.
40 years, right? But here's why. Number one, sunglasses all the time.
Oh, you're right. They do look cool. They always
I
look
get to
cool.
wear sunglasses.
Sunglasses and a suit.
All the time.
And you're strapped up.
You've
always got a gun. I've heard, I don't know if this is true, but I've heard that some of them have like fake arms.
Yes. Of course they have fake arms. So they have a fake arm. So a lot of the Secret Service agents, when they're walking with a candidate, they'll have a fake arm. But meanwhile, the other arm is like holding a gun.
Ready to go.
But imagine this. You run up to a president, like, Mr. President. You're not even thinking about anything malicious. You just
I just want to kiss Donald Trump on the cheek.
I just want to put my tongue in an old man's head that runs the world. But let's just say you're just like some deranged fan, like you see in soccer games in Europe, where they're just like, I want to take a picture with Messi.
Yeah.
And you run up, and some guy who looks like in the Matrix, his arm falls off his body, and then a gun appears
from under his jacket,
and he just shoots you. Wouldn't that be crazy?
Yes. It would be very crazy. Yeah, it would be such a surreal way to like the last second of your life. You're like, whoa,
his arm fell off. And
is this guy okay?
Sir, your arm fell off. I didn't know you were disabled. Bang. That being said, there's been a lot of slack on some of the female Secret Service agents that were like kind of shorter and kind of. I will say this though, I think your Secret Service detail, you should be at least the same height, if not taller, than the person you're protecting, just for the logistics.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Because isn't the whole point to take a shot, take a bullet, even if it's
like a 5'4" guy diving in front of Trump and it goes over his head?
I think if I was the president at my height, at 5'7", my Secret Service agents would be huge around me. It'd be so easy to. One of them would just put me in his little shirt.
Yeah.
One would just go like this. And I'd just be like this.
Sir, get in the baby Bjorn, Mr. President. Yeah.
Are we in the beast yet? Yeah. That'd be kind of funny. So I've been looking at the whole thing, and obviously someone lost their life, and it's horrific.
Awful.
Firefighter, and but I've been studying the whole thing. And I don't
you could do it better next time?
Yes. See what he did wrong. But I will say it is wild that this happened in today with drones, scopes, Instagram profiles,
Yeah.
IP addresses.
The more I read about it, the more it was like, dude was right there. Dude was right there. And everybody kept being like, hey, what's this weird guy doing?
So instead of breaking down what's happened, I'm going to break down, because I've done a deep dive of what are the conspiracy theories around this.
Okay.
Now, I'm not condoning any of these.
Right. What are the ones you've heard?
I'm a big believer in the lone gunman theory. I always have been. When it's Lee Harvey Oswald, I believe sometimes, this is what I think. This is easily what could have happened. He's a kid who was either bullied or felt like an outsider. He had no manifesto. He had no tweets, no nothing. It could have easily been this. There could have been a girl in his neighborhood that said, I hate that guy. I really don't want him to win. And he's like, and I love you. I'll make sure he doesn't win. It could have easily been that.
I mean, that is kind of the story of the last assassination attempt.
Which is trying to
Jodie Foster.
Trying to press Jodie Foster. And now that guy has like a YouTube page.
Yeah, he's like a musician.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Oh, does he sing John Lennon songs? No, that was
Mark David Chapman.
Different guy. Hinckley, right?
Yeah, Hinckley's the one who's like, he's like out of prison now, and
yeah, that happened. Like
honestly, seems like a guy you could get a beer with.
Yeah, kind of chill.
Yeah,
it's the kind of guy who'll shoot a shot with a nice young lady. But anyway, it could easily have been that. It could someone who he adored, like a woman, could have been like, I don't like that guy. I hope he doesn't win. And he's just like, okay, because there is that. Anyone's willing to do that. It also rationalizes irrational behavior. Like, well, then I should do this for you.
Yeah.
Like a stalker type thing. That could easily have been happened. But the conspiracy theories that are out there is that he was brainwashed
by
the CIA.
Okay.
Shit like that.
Yeah.
Where he was put on that roof because he has no other prior. Yet his parents were both behavioral therapists, so it was easy to do. Yada yada. Like it's just like. Then there's other theories of like, oh, there's a guy in the water tower.
Oh, of course.
Because someone has a very grainy video of just a dot, which could have been a bird.
Yeah.
There's like a dot, and where's the dot now after the shots? Well, a bird flew away because it was scared of the shots.
Noises. Yeah.
It could have easily been a bird.
Yeah.
So there's a second gunman. Oh, there always there's no. Here's the thing. It's hard for civilians to keep a secret because they're easily coerced.
It's tough because I fully believe that the government would deceive us if they didn't want us to know something. But I also, again, the older I get, the more I realize it's just hard to coordinate more than 3 people to do anything.
Dude.
And then to do it secretly?
Yes.
Get out of here.
This is America. There's a lot of people. There's a lot of things. It's a huge country. There's a lot of incompetence. Look at our Vax card rollout. You tell me, and they can't take care of a president. Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah,
it was a piece of paper. So here's what happens: the Secret Service is only, I think there's 7,200 field agents in the whole Secret Service, which means they're there to take care of Biden, Kamala, Pelosi, heads of state that come visit,
previous presidents.
So they're there. Bush, you name it. They're all there to protect, former presidents, and foreign elite people, leaders. So then you put in a request in and say, I want this many field agents. And then the Secret Service is like, we can only give you this many. You have to pull from local service, local police and, law enforcement. Mm-hmm. Here's my theory. And there's no offense to anyone listening in a small town. It's not like it's New York, Chicago, LA, Miami, Seattle, even Portland even. These are small town cops that deal with small town problems. No offense, but that's what you sign up for. It's like, there's a bunch of kids just lighting firecrackers at the old Johnson house. Might want to go down there and just make sure they just don't cause any ruckus. Looks like the boys are shooting tin cans again.
Yeah.
Boys, don't do it in a school zone, please. Okay, 2 kids fucking in a car. Break it up.
Don't make me call your mom.
Shit.
I got to go get a cat out of a tree. I don't want you to be here when I get back.
Okay, meth lab in a trailer. Let's not do this.
Steven, I told you to quit making meth out here.
All right, making bombs. Let's not. It's a school night. So I don't think that these field officers, were taking it as seriously as they're just not used to it. Someone this high profile showing up in their town.
Yeah.
They just aren't. So you're asking people that are just kind of not used to this being on that high of alert. And you just have a lax sense of judgment. You're just like, this is a small town. Not much happens
It'll be
here.
Fine.
Not the and
Secret Service will be here. We'll be all right.
And it's not like you're like I'm in the heart of a blue dot. You're in Trump town.
Yeah.
So it's 80% Republican there. So you feel, why would anyone want to hurt their guy?
Yeah.
So I think there's a lapse in the local police force. I'm not blaming anybody. I'm just saying some of them need to be. It's the Secret Service job to train them. That you have to make sure that this and this and this. And there's so many accounts of like these two cops stood on each other's shoulders.
Really?
And went onto the roof to see who was up there. And it was the kid, and the kid pointed a gun at them. And they were like, oh, no. And they fell.
Wait, is this true?
Yeah, it's true, yeah. And then...
Okay, that's pretty funny. That they fell.
Whoop.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa,
like
whoa.
literal, like Keystone Cops in a movie. Like they're the Super Troopers guys.
Just standing on each other's shoulders.
Get on my shoulders, Farva.
You gotta stop eating these cheeseburgers. You're hard to lift, Yeah. So then he looks at the kid, points the gun at him. Now, granted, if they didn't do that, I think the former president would have been dread because they rushed him.
Yeah.
And he felt the push of like.
Yeah, I have moments.
And I don't know everything, all the details. And anyone in the comments, if anyone comments on this, be like, you guys don't know shit. Listen, no one knows anything. We only speculate on what we know online, and you have to decipher what is real and what's not. The Secret Service knew about him on the roof the whole time for about maybe. The real question is, why did they let the president go out on stage? That's the real question.
If they knew about this guy on the roof, why? Yeah.
Why? You should have waited, delayed. Let's wait until this is neutralized, or at least stopped, or at least whatever, and then. But they let him go out there. That's the problem. Another thing is the shooters. The second sniper detail, the first sniper detail, had a tree in the way, couldn't see him. So the kid's either a genius or he just got dumb lucky, where he's like he picked the exact spot where they couldn't. And here's the thing: sweeping the neighborhood, sweeping the grounds. The kid stored a rifle there and a ladder. He didn't go in with it.
Yeah.
Did you hear how he went in with a rangefinder?
He went into the
and they're
event.
like, what?
They were like, this is weird.
And they lost him.
Oh, they just lost him?
Yeah, they were like, I was like, oh, why do you have that? And he's like, oh, I'm part of a gun club, part of, whatever. He's like, okay, well, hold on a second. And he ran away, and they couldn't find him in the crowd.
Oh, wow. I didn't know that.
So
I know they caught him with the rangefinder.
There's a lot of lapses here. And, I think she just stepped down, too.
So. The head of the Secret Service did?
Yeah.
I was at my grandpa's house, and he was watching a lot of Fox News, and they were calling for that lady's head for sure.
Yeah. Her name's Cheater, too. Cheaty?
Her name is Cheater?
Cheaty?
Cheaty?
Yeah, I think it's something Susan Cheaty. I don't know her name.
Susan Cheaty?
Sounds like someone's son.
Yeah, but I guess somebody's got to fall on that sword, right?
Yeah.
At that point, it's like, ooh, boy.
Yeah. I think anything to do with security, if something catastrophic happens on your watch, whether you're like the head security detail of a Walmart, or if you're like protecting the president, if someone like drives into a Walmart and like just steals everything, and like, how did this happen?
I'll go.
Yeah.
What job does the Secret Service head who had to resign because of this? What kind of job can you do after that?
Well, before this, she was like head of security for PepsiCo or something like that.
Yeah, but she'd probably be like a consultant for
just
large security things,
get
like
into cybersecurity, stuff like that. That's another thing too. The world's shut down.
I kind of missed that. I don't know how. I was at work all day. It didn't come up once.
Weird, huh?
Yeah.
And then Biden stepped down?
And then Biden stepped down because of the computer in his head, blue screen. That's the only thing keeping him alive is Windows 8.
He like went to all his favorite TV shows, like, oh, Love Island's not. Oh, God. I guess am I dead?
I guess I'm done. Did you hear about how Southwest was one of the airlines that wasn't affected because their version of Windows is so old that they missed this entirely?
What a time to be on Spirit Airlines.
Yeah.
Spirit Airlines is probably like, hey, are your computers down? We don't got computers.
Our abacuses are working fine. Thank you.
All right. Everyone, if you did not bring a seatbelt, you can buy one off of us.
Have you ever flown Spirit?
No, but I've seen the people waiting in line, and I'm just like, ooh, man.
I did once. I took a red eye from LA to, I think it was either Detroit or Ann Arbor, whichever one, but they don't have first class, but what they do have is the big front seat. So I flew big front seat.
Really?
Yeah. And it was bigger than the rest of them. It's like first class in that there's only 2 instead of 3, but they don't treat you like first class.
Did you know that if you're on a Spirit flight and someone yells, "Is there a doctor on the flight?" everyone just starts laughing? Everyone's like, and then they laugh so long the guy eventually dies.
Yeah, he just dies.
Yeah, but it's just pretty funny. And one guy puts his hand up like, "I played one on TV."
Yeah.
Is that something?
Yeah, in 1984.
Yeah, why? Do you know someone needs a doctor to play on TV?
The thing I noticed most about the difference, I mean, there's all the differences of the trying to nickel and dime you to death, but the biggest difference I noticed was that the uniforms like the flight attendant uniforms look so much less comfortable than everybody else.
Really?
Yeah, they're like ill-fitting and clearly like polyester and bulging in weird places.
No.
It looked. I really felt for the flight attendants on Spirit. I couldn't believe they were making them wear that.
Do you know on Spirit flights the pilot's allowed to wear a jean jacket?
I think he's allowed to smoke it. I had a great flight attendant. I wish I got her name. American Airlines, whoever was flying from Dallas to Seattle a week ago, hooked it up with 2 free airplane bottles.
Really?
Yeah.
You know what?
That's the thing. You got to order because 1 out of every 5 times they'll just give it to you.
Let me ask you a question. You're on a Delta flight.
Yeah.
To me, the best airlines.
I'm an Alaska man, but I think it's 1A, 1B.
Okay. The cart comes around. Chips or cookie? Pretzels or cookie?
I'd rather have the Biscoff, but I know it's probably... No, I think I'd just rather have the Biscoff.
Biscoff. You got to go Biscoff.
Got to go Biscoff.
I'm
going to ask for both if it's an option.
I ask for both. When I'm also in there, I ask for 2 cookies. Can I have 2 Biscoffs? Mm-hmm. I love a Biscoff.
Yeah, they're really good.
Who doesn't like a Biscoff?
They're really good. They're phenomenal cookies.
I'm
amazed they're just giving them away on airplanes.
I know. I'm just
These
like...
are premium cookies.
Sometimes I just slip them a 5. Be like...
You earned it.
It's too good. I love a Biscoff.
My compliments to the chef.
What's the longest you've ever been on a flight? I have a buddy that flew recently from California all the way to Europe. It's like 15 hours.
I think LA to Auckland was probably the longest one.
Auckland?
New Zealand.
Oh, fuck. That's right. You went there.
That's like 13, 14 hours, something like that. That was a long one.
I heard the women are beautiful there. That's one of those places I don't want to go if I was a single guy, because that'd be like you meet someone and you're just like, I guess I'll just start a life here on this island.
Yeah.
This tropical island.
New Zealand rules. If you get the chance, you should go.
So we talked about the assassin. He's long gone. He's obviously passed deceased. He's been neutral. I like neutralized.
Neutralized.
I gotta start using neutralized more. Did you flush the toilet?
It's been neutralized.
Yeah.
Did you pay that parking ticket? Neutralized.
But being a Secret Service agent, like we said before, glasses, suit, bulletproof vest, fake arm.
Yeah. And maybe, I don't know if you see the pictures from the Reagan attempt, but there was a Secret Service, there's a picture, it's a great set of pictures of them like before the shot, and you can see the Secret Service agent holding a briefcase, and after the shot, and he has pulled like a Mac 10 out of the briefcase.
Oh, yeah.
It's a very cool picture.
Now, let's just say you're a Secret Service agent. I'm not saying it's a very tough job, because mentally you have to separate your body from your mind, in that your mind says get out of the way, but your body, your instincts are like to get out of the way, but your mind is like, no, your job is to get in the way.
In the way, yeah.
Right. And I've always felt like that is my calling. I've always been in the way. I would be a great Secret Service agent.
Yeah, you're like one of those guys who played high school basketball, who's like, if I had been 6 inches taller, I would have been in the NBA. You're like, if I were a foot taller, I'd be diving in front of presidents right now.
And listen, I'm not saying that I want to get anyone a Secret Service agent that takes a bullet. Obviously, God bless you. You're a patriot and you've done God's work. But out of every way to be a hero, pretty sweet. If you get a bullet right in the bulletproof vest,
if it is the
and
vest,
you live,
if it is the vest and you live,
pretty sweet. You go down to history as like this guy.
This guy was a true blue hero.
And you're just like, I kind of just, He kind of just shot me.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, wait, all I had to do to be a hero was get shot.
Imagine that you're at a single guy, you're at a bar, and like, what do you do? I was in the Secret Service. Oh, really? Wow. Who did you do detail for? The last 2 presidents. Anything crazy? Well, I took a bullet for one.
Yeah, yeah.
And wow.
That was you? Because they would have heard about it.
In her mind, she's thinking like, you'd probably do that for me.
Yeah, imagine what he'd do for someone he loves.
He's like, nah, get out of the way. Get out as soon as I can. What time we at? We just hit an hour.
We just hit 1 hour.
I had a good time. Did you have a good time?
Had a great time.
Guys, do us a favor. This podcast grows with you guys being engaged. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the notification bell. Get notified every time an episode comes out. Also, follow us on Instagram. On our respective Instagram handles are in the description of this episode. Leave a comment if you like this. Also, we post shorts. We interact with those. Listen to us on Apple. If you're on Apple Podcast and you're listening, please leave us a review. That'd be great. And if you're on Spotify, follow it. But if you're listening in general, we truly thank you. New episodes for you every single week. We'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye-bye.